Hello and welcome back to my channel and to another food shopping haul, although as you can tell by the title this one is slightly different. So what I've decided to do this week, instead of making a meal plan and then buying food for that meal plan, I decided to reverse it. So I pulled out everything in my cupboards, my spice cupboard, my store cupboard and my freezers, and then I decided to make a meal plan around that instead, just so I could use up some of the ingredients and things I've already got and have a much smaller weekly shop and save myself some money. So what I'm going to do first is take you along while I pull out everything that's in my cupboards and my freezers, and then we'll have a look at what we can make with that, and then I'll take through what I bought from Aldi to supplement what I've already got. I'm then going to create a video with all the meals I made from my store cupboard items so that they're all in one place rather than dotted in various meals of the week and things like that. So if that interests you, then make sure to keep watching. I'll also let you know how much I spent this week, and I'll take you through my full meal plan at the end as well. So I've somewhat organised my spice cupboard and just pulled everything out. I didn't do it that long ago, but it just gets in such a mess. It's one of those really stupid narrow cupboards where you can't see at the back, so you tend to throw things in and they disappear. But I have got quite a good idea of some meals I could make using stuff up. So I thought, I've got this which I've had probably since the last time I cleared out that cupboard. It's probably way out of date, but it's basically just breadcrumbs. So I'm going to do the boys some chicken and bacon, like crispy burgers. So I'll like bread the chicken like that and make them some burgers at the weekend. I thought that could be quite nice. I did a HelloFresh recipe like that once with like honey bacon, so I've got some honey as well. I might do that. So that will get that gone. Then I've got 2 Wagamama Pad Thai sauces and some ready to wok rice noodles. I've got 1.5 chicken breasts in the fridge. I've also got peppers, onions and broccoli. So I'm going to make a pad thai as well, so that'll use those up. I found a big bag of red lentils and some green lentils, and I'm pretty sure when I get out my other cupboard I've got some chickpeas and some haricot beans, I think. They're not in tins, like dried, so they need soaking overnight, but I was wondering for ages what to do with them all. So I think I'm going to make a massive mixed bean chilli. So I've got 2 chili con carne mixes, and I'll put the lentils, the green lentils, all the beans, probably a couple of onions and some tinned tomatoes, seasoning mixes, and then make a massive batch of bean chilli, and then we can have it with rice one day, and then we can also save it for lunches and things. So that will get rid of the majority of this, not all the lentils, otherwise it'll be massive, but that will get rid of some of that, so that's another evening. I'm also going to make some chickpea and bean like veggie burgers with this Big Night In Ultimate Burger seasoning. I have used it before with lentils, I think, ages and ages ago, but yeah, so I thought that might be nice. We can have bean burgers, maybe with some salad or baked beans or something, so I thought that's another one used up. I've got lots of random little packets of oil in the bag brown rice, and just tiny bits of rice that aren't enough to cook a dinner, but I don't throw away anything either. I never waste food. So what I thought, I've also got like half a block of medium egg noodles. These are ideal to throw in soups. So what I might do, I've got this chicken noodle soup packet here, and I've also got a creamy pepper sauce. Now bear with me, I think if I make up these 2 with some water, like boiling water, if I put in maybe some sweet corn, maybe some carrots, and then throw in some of the odds and ends, like crush up the noodles, throw in the rice, maybe a chicken breast if I've got one that needs using, or a spare one that's been cooked, doesn't necessarily need chicken, and then I can make like a creamy pepper chicken noodle and rice soup. Marks and Spencer's do a really nice chicken mushroom and rice soup. Yeah, I just thought I might use those up. And then use up some of the little odds and ends. So that's more of that gone, which is great. I've got red wine stock cubes, beef stock cubes, tomato puree. So that says spaghetti bolognese to me. So if I've got mince in my freezer, then there's a spaghetti bolognese definitely waiting to happen there. So I've also got my rices, but then what's wrong with those dogs today? Steve eats these every day anyway, so I thought I'd keep those in a tub, try and fit that in there. I've got some Angel Delight. I've just made one up, so there's one in the fridge, and then I've got some left. I've got a couple of these sweet fig glazes, just things that I keep. I've got some spices. I just marinate chicken in these. I got these in Sainsbury's really cheap a little while ago, and one of these really hot salsa mixes. I've also got 2 random packets. One says fajita sauce, but the other one just says dressing. So I think it's probably a tomatoey salsa kind of thing. So if I make a chili or whatever, I might just throw those in. Does anybody else do this when you have pot noodles and don't want the sauce in them? They just end up in the cupboard. I mean, I really don't know what that 5 ml of like mango sauce is going to do, so I might get rid of those. I've got some dried porcini mushrooms just randomly in there, but I can't think of anything to use with those at the moment. I could put a couple in the soup actually, if I make like a mushroomy soup. 3 lots of different pasta, so we can have a spaghetti bolognese, and just a couple of random bits of lasagna. Like I think there's 2 or 3 in there. You always have to end up buying another box, and then you're always left with 2 or 3 bits again. Some pizza topping mix and some stuffing mix, which I use all the time anyway. Then I've got a fish sauce that I'll probably add a bit to the pad thai. And all my spices, which I've tried to condense down a bit. One day I will have a proper spice rack with them all on the wall or something, but I don't have a great deal of wall space. I've got a lot of cupboards, but not a lot of wall space. But anyway, so I've got these Trader Joe's ones. They're actually pretty much empty now, but they're really good pots, and they're square, so they kind of stack nicely. So I will probably reuse them because they've got the like holes in the lid, so they don't just all pour out. And then I've just popped my spices back in. I've got like 1 lot that I don't use as much, things like cinnamon sticks, coriander seeds, ground cloves, and then I've tried to put the things that I use much more often on the top. And yeah, I've also got risotto rice. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm going to see what I've got cheese-wise maybe. Don't know. I'm going to see what I've got anyway, maybe some form of risotto. That is my spice cupboard, so I'm going to clean it all out and pop it all back in. So this is everything out of my other cupboard. I've got a couple of these Mayflower curry sauces. One is almost used up, and I've got the other one. So if I've got some chicken or something, I could always do a Chinese curry. And I've got a couple of eggs. I need to buy more eggs because we use a lot. I've got 3 left. Another one of these glazes. Honestly, I don't know why I bought so many. I think it's because they were discontinuing it, so we really liked it, but now we like don't use it quite so often. So I need to think of a use for that. Might be nice for chicken, like marinade chicken, make a sticky, I don't know. I've got a hoisin sauce, 2 little coconut milk, so I'm thinking I could always make a coconut curry, like a creamy curry. I've got 2 soups that I bought recently. These are the beans I've got, so chickpeas and haricot beans. And they both need soaking overnight, but I thought they would be great to make burgers with, and also to go in mixed bean chili. Tuna and a pasta bake mix, so obviously I can do a tuna pasta. Tomatoes I can use in the spaghetti bolognese. I've got different gravies and things, so I could do some Chinese salt and chili chips if I've got some potatoes, and I know I've got some peppers, and then I could do those with maybe some curry sauce and some chicken. I've got some of the beef gravy granules and some cheap beef gravy granules, so that's always good if you're making a like cottage pie or anything. I bought one of these the other day, this American hot and spicy gravy granules. This was reduced in Tesco. I think it was about 33p. So I thought I might make my homemade KFC, and I suppose I could use this with the spicy breaded chicken, couldn't I? We'll see. So I've got that to use up. I've got 2 fajita seasoning and a salsa, so if I just get some wraps we could have fajitas, or I could make a fajita pasta bake with chicken, peppers, salsa and fajita seasoning, and then top it with grated cheese. I've got a little bit of cheese sauce mix in there, which I can always use to thicken like pasta bake or something like that. I bought this for a recipe that I never got around to doing, so I saw someone do something with this the other day actually. I'm sure they're making a sriracha chicken or something. I can't remember, but I'll have to find that recipe. I've got some custard, so I need to use this. I've got some tinned fruit as well, and then in my cereal cupboard, I've got loads of like random cereal, so I'm wondering if I could make kind of like some flapjack kind of things maybe, or like a peach and pineapple crumble if I used some sort of oat and granola topping. Might be, I don't know, I'm not usually a baker, so I don't know, but I've got 3 different hot chocolates. This one's nearly empty, but I do like hot chocolate. Got some olives, some southern style gravy mix and some minestrone cuppa soup. So there's another couple of meal options there. So those are the bits I've got there, and like I said, if I show you my cereal cupboard, well actually I might as well show you it here. So in the cereal cupboard we've got oats in here, Weetabix, chocolate Weetabix, crunchy cookie mix. I've got bread, like Marmite and stuff there, different spreads. And then I've got a granola and muesli mix in here, and in this one is just random cereals that get left at the bottom of the packets and no one wants. So I'm wondering if I tip those into a baking tray with a bit of granola. And then up here I've got half a bag of granola, I've got ready break, there's another full bag of granola. I've got various crackers and things, muesli, popcorn, and in that one it's not actually multigrain hoops, it is Rice Krispies. So I think I've got maple syrup, I've got more ready break, ice cream cones, but I know that behind here I've got dates there, and then behind the dates there is a tin of golden syrup. So I'm definitely thinking dates, granola, all the like cereal bits pressed down into a baking tin and refrigerated, and then I've got like homemade some kind of flapjack granola bar things. Or I could make like a crumbly topping maybe if I Google how to do that with some granola, and then I could use up the tinned fruit and the custard and make a really nice dessert. So I might do that because I've got quite a bit of muesli and granola and oats as well. I know you can use oats as like a topping. So yeah, definitely a dessert in the making in there, and maybe some lunch bars as well. I actually have two freezers. I've got a fridge freezer in my kitchen, and then in my conservatory I've got a chest freezer. So anyway, I'll take you through the chest freezer and then we'll go through the fridge freezer. So I've got some smoked bassa that I could put with some roasted vegetables or something. Some of these things there isn't enough for 5 of us obviously, so they'll just have to be separate meals. I've got some pizza chicken breasts. These are filled with like a mozzarella and then they've got a crumb topping, but again there's only 2 of those. I've got some turkey thigh mince. So some of these foods are left over from a collaboration with Muscle Food. This isn't a sponsored video, I'm not being paid to promote them at all, so this is just what's in my freezer, but these have come to me as part of a previous collaboration, so just to be clear that they were sent to me, but I'm not reviewing them, I'm just telling you what I've got. So I've got some seasoned turkey thigh mince, so that could be a good one to make a bolognese. I've got some gammon steaks. I've got a packet of chicken breast portions. I've got some of this meat and veg packed with, it's like chicken mince that's got veg in it. This was 50p, as you can see, in Tesco back in August. Like I said, don't shoot me for the dates, I'm not that worried. So that's a really good one as well, another mince. I bought these ages ago in Aldi as like fast meals if we wanted a really quick dinner or lunch or something, and haven't used them, so I've decided it is time they get used. So I may have one of these. I think I've opened one and showed you. I might have one of these for lunch perhaps, or maybe for a dinner one evening with some extra veg. So I've got 3 of those. They're definitely on the use up list. I've got 4 pieces of salmon, again not quite enough for all of us, but maybe if I had like the bassa then the others could have a piece of salmon each, so definitely another meal there. I do not need to buy any meat. Bacon, I'm going to use these in the chicken, so that and the chicken I will use in the chicken and honey bacon burgers that I mentioned. Oh my goodness, you will shoot me for this one. The date on this is the 7th of November. It's actually last November, not this November. And I'm pretty sure I bought it reduced as well. This was, to be fair to me, yeah, I did buy it reduced. To be fair to me, this was at the very bottom of the freezer and I've only just found it. But I don't like waste, so I might actually just open this one and see what it smells like and then have that for my lunch today, because I can't bear to throw it away. I don't know. I'll see. I mean, it's salmon, but we'll have a look. If this video never gets published and my family come across it one day, then perhaps I ate it and it wasn't the best. I will make sure it smells okay, and it's only me anyway, not the kids, so it's fine. Got some tandoori chicken thighs. The boys do like these, and these go really well in wraps and things. I've got some corn pieces. These have been in there for a long time. Oh, it's all right. They were good until October this year, so only a month old, like a month out of their date. I'm going to use these tonight with some cauliflower rice, and I'm going to put some tinned tomatoes, some courgette and whatever else in the fridge, and make like a spicy corn cauliflower rice kind of stir fry, a bit like what's on the front there. I've got some pork loin steaks. These we really like to marinate in lime and coriander and pop them on salads. And then various, I've got 8 cauliflower rice. I've got, I think there's 3 bags in this steam fresh like veg bag. Bag of mixed peppers, I'll use these in the fajita pasta bake. Some crumpets, and what I might do is use up some of the soups and crumpets for lunches. 2 pork mince, I use 1 pork mince each time I make 4 Scotch eggs, so I can make 8 Scotch eggs with that. 1 garlic and 1 chopped coriander that I didn't know was in there, so that's handy. I've got 2 hex sausages, I bought these the other day. These also go really well in salads. And then the last thing from out there is this leek and potato soup. This is homemade. I've got a video coming up on this actually. So I've got 4 portions of that, so that's really good for lunches, and we could have that with crumpets and things. We got our chicken and bacon burgers here. I can use the turkey mince, and I think I'm going to do a bolognese risotto with that. And then I'm going to start using these up for lunches, or like the boys could have them for a lunch at the weekend or something, just to try and condense it down. Other than that, it's not a great deal out there. Not a great deal on the inside freezer. I've got about 3 potato croquettes. There's a couple of pakora chicken strips. There's probably maybe around 5 in there. And I've also got this big bag of fish fingers, which is probably about half empty. So I could put those together maybe with some beans or something, and that would be a dinner sorted, and then use up some of that. Got another steak mince that I got reduced in Iceland. I've got some of this Greek style kebab. I don't really know what to do with it. I've had it in there for quite a while. It's just like a plant-based kebab meat, so what I might do is do it in a wrap for lunch for one of the boys. I've got 2 beef burgers, some peas. I've got a loaf of wholemeal bread. In here is broccoli and Stilton soup, like homemade broccoli and Stilton, and that will be 2 portions in there, so that will make a nice lunch as well. I've got a tub of homemade hummus, and also half a tub of homemade cheesy slow cooker potatoes, 3 more chopped garlic, a pack of Ginster steak slices, which I will get out for the boys to take their packed lunch tomorrow, and then some hash browns. So that is everything I've got in my freezer. So quite a bit. I can make quite a few meals. I know I don't need to buy anything meat-wise for this week at all. So fridge-wise, I've got a lettuce. I don't know why I said it like that. I've got a lettuce, a cucumber and a half. I've got some tomatoes. There's a few in the fruit bowl as well. I tend to rotate them, so I'll start them off in the fridge and then I'll put them in the fruit bowl when I've used up the ones that are in there, so that I eat them at room temperature. We've got a few apples, courgette, pepper. There's an onion, a few carrots. I don't know why there's an onion in the fridge. An onion, a few carrots. So other than that, fridge-wise, I've got some of the like kids' yogurts, and then milks, sauces, butter, that kind of stuff, but no actual edible food. I haven't got any cheese, I haven't got any ham. I've got a few cheese triangles. So this is what I bought in Aldi. I got tortilla wraps. I didn't get burger buns, and there's 2 lots of burgers on the meal plan, bean burgers and chicken burgers. And I forgot burger buns, so already not a good start. But wraps can be used just as well, or I could pop out and get some buns while I'm out and about over the weekend. So there's a possibility that I'll need to add some burger buns to this. Honestly, I'm not very good at this, am I? So I got some wonky black grapes. These were £1.25. I got a iceberg lettuce, a large cucumber, little packet of baby potatoes. I thought these could be good if we want to add to like a salad, or we could also roast them or air fry them and make some crispy potatoes. I got some wonky brown onions. I think these are only about 50p. I got a pack of Pink Lady apples, a big packet of wonky mushrooms. Everything's wonky I bought, I've just realised. I bought 2 packs of mixed peppers. We eat peppers all the time, and I'm going to be doing some sort of fajita type dishes. So I've got 2 lots of mixed peppers and some baby plum tomatoes. Then I've got some cheese singles to go with the crispy chicken and bacon burgers. I got some baby bells and some cheese strings to go in like packed lunches and things, just because I like to keep up a little bit dairy. I got one of their free magazines with all the Christmas bits in, which is very exciting, showing you all their products and all the things you can make, which I love looking through that. That's free, by the way. We got some breaded ham for some sandwiches and things, and some of the extra mature cheddar. It is a really good cheese, and it's a really good price in Aldi. It is one of the better prices at the moment. Cheese is quite expensive. I got 15 free-range eggs, some breakfast biscuits, although I am going to attempt to make like granola bars or flapjack bars with all the cereals that I've got in the cupboard, but I've got these just in case I really fail. I got some butter. I got 2 of these. Thought I'd use one to make a crumble topping for the tinned peaches and pineapple, so we can have a peach and pineapple crumble and I can serve it with the custard. So that'd be a really nice dessert one day. I got some semi-skimmed milk, 2 tins of beans and 2 tins of hoops. These are just really handy to have in. I like to make sure the boys have some breakfast before they leave for school, and they often will have like some beans or spaghetti hoops on some wholemeal toast. I also got a both in one. I know I have got 1 loaf of wholemeal, but I thought I'd get another one because I don't want to run out of bread. This is like 72p. And then crisp wise for lunches, I got some lentil chips and some multi-grain sweet chili waves. So that is it. That is everything I bought in Aldi. So I spent just over £37. It was like £37.40 or something like that, which is really, really good. I normally spend between £120 and £150 for a full week shop. So that's really, really good savings. And like I said, I could have cut out other bits as well. But I'm still really, really pleased with that, and it's also going to rotate some of the food I've already got. Okay, so I've written out my meal plan. I must admit, I feel like a 2-year-old highlighting things in different colours, but it just helps it to show up on the camera. Otherwise it's just a big like page of text. So I promise I'm not just passing my time colouring in, although it does look quite pretty. Anyway, today is Friday, so I'm going to be doing scotch eggs and salad for me and Steve, and then the boys can have a freezer mix up with fish fingers, chicken pakoras, croquettes, that kind of thing. Tomorrow I will make the honey bacon crispy chicken burgers with the spicy gravy and some like little crispy potatoes or something. I think there's a cat in the garden, the dogs are not impressed. On Sunday I'm going to make a taco style pasta bake using mince, fajita seasoning, salsa, grated cheese, pasta, that kind of thing. And I think I'll also make the peach and pineapple granola crumble, and we'll serve that with the custard. On Monday I must soak the beans. I'll write that on there actually, because on Monday I'm going to make a massive mixed bean chilli. I might even do it in the slow cooker, so I've got extra portions. I'm going to make the mushroom and rice soup, where I'm going to throw in all the odds and ends, the chicken noodle soup, the peppercorn sauce, all the little bits of rice and things, maybe some porcini mushrooms, and if there's any chicken left over I can shred that into it. Bean burgers and salad for the next day, Tuesday. And then I'm going to make a bolognese risotto on the Wednesday, using up another one of the minces that I've got. And then I thought on the Thursday I'm going to make salt and pepper chips with the salt and pepper seasoning and peppers and onions. And then I'm going to make up some Mayflower curry sauce. And I thought the boys could have that with some tandoori chicken thighs. And then I might use, because there's only like enough for probably those 3. And then Steve and I could have the smoked bassa with some roasted veg and maybe a couple of the salt and pepper chips as well. And then I'm also going to get out the leek and potato soup and the broccoli and Stilton soup to have for lunches in between the other days as well. I'm also going to be making some flapjack granola style bars for snacks and school as well. So I also forgot to add that by the time I'm filming this, we've already made a tuna pasta bake. So we've used up the pasta, the tuna and the pasta bake sauce. And then we also made the pad thai, so I've used up one of the pad thai sauces and the noodles as well. So I just thought I'd pop that in, because you might be wondering where they ended up. So that is it for this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and maybe it's given you a little bit of inspiration that instead of going and planning your meals and shopping for them, maybe get some things out of your cupboards and think outside the box a little bit and see what you can make. I'll be interested if anyone's got any hints or tips on things they would have made with what I've already got. I realised that I could have bought even less, and say I couldn't get to a shop or there was no way for me to buy food. I definitely could have made meals out of what I've got, but I do like to keep fresh fruit and veg and salads in the house, and I do like to make sure I buy dairy and cheeses and things for the boys' lunch boxes. But I am aware that if I had to, I could have done without those things and probably still made some really good meals. But I did spend as little as possible to suit my lifestyle and how I want to feed my family, if that makes sense. So if this video did help you in any way, or you like this kind of content, make sure to leave me a thumbs up and go and hit subscribe. I would love to have you stick around, and I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care, guys.
Did you make it? Did you break free? Did you manage to be who you wanna be? Maybe somewhere you think about me too.